You, sit down, because this right here is some next level insanity. The internet is going absolutely crazy right now after viral R&B breakout star D4vd. Yes, the same D4vd who dropped that haunting hit, Romantic Homicide, was caught on camera literally freezing up in panic after allegedly spotting a woman who looks identical to his dead ex-girlfriend. And y'all, this ain't no regular coincidence. This girl didn't just look like her. She walked, talked, even smelled like her. Same red jacket, same side part, same eerie little smile. Sources close to D4vd say he was white as a ghost and had to be escorted out of the LA lounge where it all went down. And the crazy part, witnesses say this mystery woman whispered something in his ear that left him shaking. One fan said, "It was like he saw a ghost. Or worse, like he saw his past come back to haunt him. Now the streets are talking. Was it really her twin, a stalker, or something darker? Strap in, because what we found next will..."
The timing here is very important because the concert was about 12 days before David's abandoned Tesla was towed from the Hollywood Hills area near his house. Authorities have said that her body was very badly decomposed, which has led a lot of us to believe she would have had to be dead for at least some length of time before they found her. If that was her in the video, this raises the question of whether or not 12 days was enough time for her body to decompose to the state.
Will have you questioning everything you thought you knew about D4vd. His girl's tragic past, and the secrets he's been hiding ever since she died. Let's get into it. It all started on a Thursday night in downtown Los Angeles. The weather was cool, and the city was buzzing as usual. But inside this low-key lounge tucked away behind Melrose, things were about to take a sharp left turn into the unexplainable. D4vd was there with a few close friends and his manager, just trying to unwind after a studio session. No cameras, no flashy chains, just a hoodie, some shades, and a low profile. But even with all that effort to stay low-key, drama still found him. A waitress came by and asked if they were ready to order drinks. Nothing out of the ordinary. But as D4vd reached for the menu, something caught his eye. A woman walked in from the back entrance. Calm, confident, and straight up haunting. His hand froze mid-air, his eyes locked onto her. His face turned pale. One of his boys noticed immediately and leaned in like, "Yo, you good?" But D4vd didn't even answer. His whole body was stiff, and his mouth opened just a little like he was trying to say something, but couldn't. The woman made her way through the lounge slowly, as if she already knew everyone would be watching her. She had on a red jacket. Not just any red jacket, but the exact same one that his ex, Maya, wore the night she died. Now here...
Our TMZ, who posted and reported on these videos, has updated their article to say that the woman in the videos is not Celeste Rivas, according to a source that is connected to the case. So that could potentially be even a police officer that has already looked into this in their investigation. The fact that they very clearly made this update and blatantly said it is not her according to their source connected to the case makes it sound like they are absolutely...
Now here's where it gets really creepy. Maya's death happened almost 9 months ago, and it rocked D4vd to his core. She wasn't just some girlfriend. She was his muse, his first love, the girl behind his saddest songs. Her passing was ruled an accident, a late-night car crash with no foul play involved. But fans always had questions. The timing was weird. The footage was blurry, and D4vd never really opened up about it. He just poured his pain into the music and kept it moving. But now, in that dimly lit lounge, the past had returned, and it was wearing red. The woman walked past D4vd's table, slowly turning her head. When their eyes met, D4vd jolted. It wasn't just the resemblance, it was the eyes. Same color, same lashes, same quiet sadness behind them. The woman didn't say anything at first. She just stared. And then, right before walking away, she leaned toward him and whispered something that only he could hear. People at nearby tables said D4vd looked like he'd seen a demon. One of his crew grabbed him and tried to snap him out of it, but D4vd stood up suddenly and stumbled backward, knocking over his drink. The glass shattered. People turned, and within seconds, the lounge's vibe turned icy cold. Security came over, thinking a fight was about to break out, but D4vd just kept whispering, "No way, no way," over and over again. The mystery woman, gone. She had vanished toward the back like she'd never been there. No one saw her leave. No one saw her talk to anyone else. And the camera at the back entrance mysteriously glitched out for 5 whole minutes. And here's the part that's really got fans spiraling. D4vd left the lounge in a panic and didn't say a word. He didn't go back to his condo. He didn't call his manager. He just disappeared into the night for almost 24 hours. When he finally resurfaced the next evening, he looked different, tired, drained, and kinda paranoid. People close to him said he kept asking weird questions like, what if she didn't die? And what if they lied to me? Now hold up, who's they? This is when the rumors really started spinning. Close friends of D4vd began whispering about the falling out he had with Maya's family right after her funeral. Nobody really talked about it back then because D4vd was grieving, but behind the scenes, things were messy. Maya's sister, Brielle, allegedly accused D4vd of knowing more about the accident than he let on. She believed Maya had been fighting with him that night and wasn't in the right state of mind. Some say there were texts, angry ones, that never made it to the police report. And now, with this strange lookalike appearing out of nowhere, fans started asking, was Maya's death really an accident? Or was it a cover-up? The timeline gets sketchy here. We spoke to someone who worked with D4vd on a video shoot just weeks before Maya passed, and they claimed she'd been acting nervous, constantly checking her phone and whispering during calls. One day, she showed up with a bruise on her wrist and told the makeup team to cover it quick. When they asked what happened, she brushed it off like it was nothing. Was there trouble in paradise? But let's not jump ahead. Back to the night after the lounge incident. D4vd locked himself inside his penthouse and shut off all communication. No tweets, no stories, no music teasers. His producer said he missed 2 sessions in a row. Unheard of for someone as disciplined as D4vd. But the real drama kicked in when Brielle posted a cryptic Instagram story the same night the lounge footage started making the rounds. She posted a photo of Maya in that same red jacket with the caption, "Truth doesn't stay buried forever." Boom. That's all fans needed to run wild. Within hours, TikTok sleuths were comparing the lookalikes' walk to Maya's from old vlogs. Some said it was definitely her twin. Only, Maya didn't have a twin, right? Well, not according to the public. But a Reddit thread popped up from someone claiming to be a classmate from their high school in Houston. The post said Maya did have a half-sister she never talked about because their mom had her in secret. The sister was put up for adoption and never brought back into the family. Apparently she looked exactly like Maya, like clone level similar. So now the internet's divided. Is this secret sister real? Is she the one who showed up at the lounge to shake D4vd? And if so, why now? And yo, let's not forget the biggest theories swirling around right now. Some people don't believe Maya ever died at all. They think the funeral was staged. The body was cremated. No open casket, no proper autopsy made public. Just a vague report and a lot of let him grieve in peace statements. And with D4vd spiraling again, some fans are starting to wonder if this was all some twisted industry setup, maybe even involving his label. Maybe Maya found out something she wasn't supposed to. Maybe she wanted out. Maybe someone made her disappear. Sounds wild, right? But if you've been following the music industry for long enough, you know stranger things have happened. And just when it seemed like it couldn't get any messier, someone leaked a voice note. Yep. We got our hands on an audio recording that allegedly features D4vd talking to Maya 3 days before she supposedly died. In the clip, he's heard saying, "You know too much. If you go public with that, they won't let you walk away." Her voice responds faintly, "You think I'm scared?" Let them try. Bro, people are now dissecting every lyric D4vd ever wrote. Some of his songs are being reinterpreted under this new lens, like they were coded messages the whole time. Romantic Homicide, Sleep Well, The Bridge, all of them are sounding way more sinister now. Fans are tweeting like, "Yo, we thought he was just heartbroken, but what if he was guilty?" The energy right now is heavy, and D4vd hasn't posted a single word. But trust, it gets even deeper from here. Because just as the internet started blowing up with conspiracy theories, guess who made an appearance? Brielle, again, and this time she wasn't being cryptic. Brielle went live on Instagram the next night, and it wasn't no cute, just checking in kind of live. This was full-blown drama. She sat in her room, no makeup, hair messy, clearly emotional. Over 22,000 people tuned in within the first 5 minutes, and the numbers only climbed. Everyone knew something serious was about to go down, and they weren't wrong. "Y'all want the truth," she said, looking straight into the camera. "Fine, here it is." She took a deep breath and started spilling everything. According to Brielle, Maya and D4vd's relationship was far from perfect. She said behind the soft-spoken love songs and the dreamy couple pics, there was a lot of control, gaslighting, and manipulation. She claimed Maya was planning to leave D4vd for good just days before the accident. She was scared, Brielle said, not just of him, but of what would happen if she left him and spoke up. The comments went wild. People were spamming, "Save the live," "We knew it," and "Spill it all." But Brielle wasn't done. She dropped another bomb. Maya had recorded a video diary. Every night for 2 months before she passed, she filmed herself on her phone, venting about what she was going through. And apparently, there's one final entry, the last one. The night before the crash, Brielle didn't post it, but she said she'd watched it dozens of times. And the look in Maya's eyes, terrified. She was crying, shaking. She kept saying, "If something happens to me, it wasn't an accident." Then Brielle paused, tears building. And now this girl who looks just like her shows up. Nah, I'm not staying silent anymore. The live ended after 17 minutes. Instagram nearly broke. Within hours, Justice for Maya was trending again. Fans started dragging D4vd's name through the mud. Old tweets resurfaced. Clips of him being distant in interviews. Awkward body language. People were analyzing his lyrics like they were confessions. And just when you thought things couldn't get messier, Maya's mom broke her silence. She posted a long caption on Facebook. It wasn't fiery like Brielle's, but it had its own kind of sadness. "Our family has been broken since Maya left. We never got closure. Now these images and rumors are opening wounds we barely survived. If anyone has information, say something. Don't let my baby's memory be played with like this." Now, here's where things take a twisted left turn. A fan from Chicago DM'd a rap blog claiming she saw the same girl from the lounge outside a record label office in New York just 2 days later. "I knew her face from the viral clip. She was wearing a hoodie and shades, but I recognized the lips and jawline. She went in a side door. I swear it was her." The blog tried to verify it, and guess what? A grainy security camera still from a nearby coffee shop does show a woman matching that description walking into the building. Not only that, but she was escorted by 2 men in all black. Here's the kicker. That same building houses the management offices for D4vd's label. Now everyone's asking, was this a setup from the beginning? Did the label know something? Are they hiding someone? Did they fake Maya's death to protect her from something, or silence her permanently? And remember that voice note from part 1? It didn't end with Maya's warning. After she says, "Let them try," there's a long pause. Then D4vd whispers, "You're playing with fire." Bruh. Every blog was eating this up. YouTube channels dropped hour-long breakdowns. Fans started sharing theories like, she went into witness protection, she was cloned, the label made her disappear. People even started connecting D4vd to other tragic industry losses, saying maybe there's a pattern, a dark one, but then, finally, D4vd broke his silence. He didn't post a video. He didn't write a statement. Instead, he dropped a snippet. A 32-second black and white teaser on his Instagram story. No caption, no explanation. Just a haunting piano melody and a voice. Maya's voice, saying softly, "If you find this, I'm sorry." Fade to black. That's it. It was like pouring gasoline on an already burning house. People went insane. Everyone thought it was the final entry from her video diary. But how did D4vd get it? Was he leaking it on purpose? Was he trying to send a message, or was he trying to cover something up by controlling the narrative? The theories hit a new level of wild. Some believed D4vd found the girl from the lounge, realized she was Maya, and now they're both playing along, maybe under duress. Others thought it was a guilt trip, a way to emotionally manipulate fans before the full truth comes out. And then came the next plot twist. Because Brielle, she wasn't staying quiet anymore. 3 days after her live, she sat down for an exclusive interview with a small but gritty YouTube channel known for digging into underground artist drama. She didn't hold back, and she brought receipts. Brielle pulled out printed texts, screenshots of emails, and even a photo of Maya's handwritten journal entry. One line read, "I feel like I'm living with someone who loves my soul but wants to own my body." That hit fans like a truck. She also revealed a little-known fact, that D4vd and Maya had briefly broken up 2 weeks before the crash, but somehow they got back together just 2 days before she died. The timing, suspicious, especially because Maya had apparently been planning a move to Atlanta to start fresh. Then came the final punch. Brielle said she hired a private investigator. "I needed answers. Not just for me, but for my mom. We've been lied to long enough." She claimed the PI found evidence that someone tampered with Maya's car the night of the crash. And that person allegedly had ties to someone on D4vd's team. The interview ended with Brielle looking dead into the camera and saying, "You can keep hiding, but the truth's already catching up to you." People were shook. Even those who were die-hard D4vd fans started asking questions. Artists he worked with began distancing themselves quietly. One producer even archived old posts with him, claiming they needed clarity before supporting him publicly again. And guess what happened next? Boom. An anonymous email lands in a major blog's inbox. Attached, a short video, just 8 seconds long, a hallway. Dim lighting, a girl in a red jacket walking slowly. The camera catches her face as she glances back. It's Maya. Not a look-alike, not someone similar. Fans froze the frame, enhanced it, analyzed the mole above her lip, the freckle on her neck. It was her, no doubt, the timestamp on the footage. 6 days ago, the internet broke again. So now we have confirmed video of Maya alive, walking, breathing, very much not dead. And the only question left is, why? Why fake your death? Why let your family suffer? Why let your sister spiral and your fans mourn you for almost a year? What could possibly be so dangerous, so twisted, that disappearing felt safer than living? And what did D4vd know this whole time? Because whether he was protecting her or hiding something, one thing's for sure. This story ain't over. As soon as the hallway video hit the blogs, the internet exploded. Fans couldn't believe their eyes. The girl walking slowly, calmly down that dimly lit corridor was unmistakably Maya. Same walk, same birthmark on the collarbone. Even the same nervous habit, tucking a strand of hair behind her left ear like she's hiding something. The video was only 8 seconds long, but it shook the entire fanbase like a 9.0 earthquake. Hashtags like MyIsolive, Isjuma D4vd exposed, and Daskan industry plant started trending within hours. Celebrities were liking and unliking posts. Even Drake's producer liked a tweet that said, "The music industry, darker than we think." That sent people spiraling all over again. Because if Maya faked her death, why? And if she didn't, then who did? By now, people were demanding answers from D4vd, and he couldn't stay quiet anymore. The pressure was insane. Major labels were doing damage control. Spotify froze one of his upcoming releases. And meanwhile, fans flooded his last post with coffin emojis and snake comments. But instead of an apology or a statement, D4vd did the most confusing thing possible. He went live from an empty parking lot at night. His face was barely visible. The lighting was poor, and his voice was low, but raw, unfiltered. You could feel the weight in every pause. "I didn't lie," he started. "But I also didn't tell y'all everything." Boom. That line alone had 200k people in the live within minutes. Maya's alive, yeah. But she's not who y'all think she is anymore. The girl y'all saw in that video, that's not my Maya, that's someone else now, bro. What? D4vd looked tired. His hoodie was pulled over his head, and he kept glancing off camera like he was being watched. He didn't give many details, but what he said next left everyone shaking. "She told me to let her go. Said she had to disappear or else we'd both be gone. Said there were people watching her every move. I thought she was paranoid, till I started seeing them too." People in the comments were confused. "Seeing who? I wish I could tell y'all more," he said, eyes darting. "But it's not just music, it's bigger than that. We got caught up in something we didn't understand, something that cost her everything." And just like that, the live cut off. No warning, no goodbye. Screen went black. Fans immediately thought he was hacked, or worse, was D4vd in danger now too? Some people started linking this whole mess to a secret industry cult theory that's been floating around for years. You know the one, where rising artists get offered protection, fame, and power in exchange for silence and one sacrifice. Yeah, that one. And the fact that Maya disappeared right as D4vd's career skyrocketed. It didn't look good. People started connecting dots. Old photos showed Maya with a strange symbol on her wrist, something that wasn't in any of her previous pictures. When fans zoomed in, it resembled a half moon with a line through it. Some said it's the symbol for an underground label known only by insiders. A few artists have flashed it before, and almost all of them have either vanished, fallen off hard, or died mysteriously. And guess what? That same symbol was seen spray painted near the parking lot where D4vd went live. One fan in LA went there and took pics. Same moon, same line, chilling stuff. But wait, it gets worse, because just 2 nights later, Maya finally spoke, not in a tweet, not in a post, but in a pre-recorded video sent anonymously to 3 different blogs. The video opens with Maya sitting in a dark room. Her face is shadowed, but her voice is clear. Calm. Too calm. If you're seeing this, she says, then they know I've been found. She explains that everything began to spiral once she uncovered something she wasn't meant to see. She doesn't say what exactly, but she implies it has to do with the label, the industry, and certain people in positions of power who promised protection, but were actually manipulating her. They told me love would keep me safe, she says, voice cracking. But love was the bait. Fans couldn't believe it. She talks about how she and D4vd tried to go to the press, but their messages got intercepted. People they trusted started acting strange. Her phone was tapped. Her locations tracked. Eventually, she was given a choice. Vanish or vanish for real. She chose to disappear, but she claims it was to protect D4vd. That's why she staged the accident. That's why she stayed gone. He wasn't supposed to see me again, she says in the video. I didn't mean to go to the lounge. I didn't know he'd be there. When I saw him, I panicked. She ends the video with one last warning. Don't trust the music. Sometimes the silence is safer. After the video dropped, chaos returned at full force. Major artists started unfollowing D4vd, while others posted subtle support, like emojis or cryptic lyrics. One rapper posted, "Been told your labels was weird," and fans took that as a sign he knew something. But the craziest part? Just 1 hour after Maya's video leaked, her sister Brielle was reported missing. Yep. Gone. Vanished. No warning. Her phone off. Her apartment left untouched. Police initially said she might have left town, but her mum confirmed she hadn't spoken to anyone in over 24 hours. And the last thing she posted? A black screen with the words, "If anything happens to me, keep digging. Bruh." Now fans are convinced the situation is way bigger than a faked death or a toxic relationship. This is starting to feel like a full-blown cover-up. Something hidden in plain sight. Something people are willing to go missing over. A few journalists started snooping around and found an address registered under a shell company tied to D4vd's label. They tried to investigate, but were turned away by armed security. When one reporter kept pushing, he was allegedly followed home. Yo, what are we even dealing with now? And through all this, D4vd, completely silent again. No new lives, no tweets, no music. His management claimed he's focusing on his mental health, but fans aren't buying it. Everyone wants to know, where is he really? And more importantly, is he even safe anymore? Some are saying he's being hidden. Some think he's been silenced. Others believe he and Maya are finally trying to bring the truth to light. But time's running out, because let's not forget, Brielle is still missing, and someone out there clearly wants this story to stay buried. What's really going on behind the curtain? What did Maya find? Why are people vanishing? And who's really in control? The next chapter is going to change everything. The morning after Brielle vanished, Los Angeles felt different. The sun came up, but the city was heavy, like the whole place knew something dark was moving under the surface. Fans were outside D4vd's condo building with posters and phones, hoping for a glimpse, some kind of sign. Nothing. Blinds closed, no movement. Then around noon, a mysterious burner account popped up on Twitter posting cryptic messages. No profile pic, no name, just one letter. M. The first tweet read, "She's not missing. She's with me. Stop looking." People thought it was a troll until the second tweet dropped a photo. It was Brielle, alive but looking terrified, sitting in a dim room. Her hands weren't tied, but her eyes were puffy from crying. The tweet vanished after 3 minutes, but screenshots spread like wildfire. The internet went full detective mode. Geolocators, metadata hunters, Reddit threads, analyzing shadows, furniture, even a small logo on a paper cup in the background. Someone identified it as a chain coffee shop that only exists in a few East Coast cities. Then another user matched the wallpaper to a boutique hotel in New Jersey. Fans believed Brielle had been moved out of LA. At the same time, Maya resurfaced again, this time live, her face visible, eyes tired but defiant. She didn't smile. She didn't cry. She just spoke in a low, steady voice. Brielle isn't missing. She came to me, she said. I told her to stop digging, but she wouldn't listen. Now she's in danger too. The live barely lasted 4 minutes, but it was enough to shake everyone. Maya explained she hadn't planned to expose anything publicly because they're watching everything. But once Brielle started hiring investigators and going live herself, she had no choice. It was never supposed to get this far, she whispered, leaning close to the camera. But since it has, I'll tell you one thing. It's not just a label. It's a network. They find young artists, promise them the world, and if you don't play their game, they take everything from you. Sometimes your freedom, sometimes your life. The comments section was a war zone. Some fans begging for names, others calling her a liar, others screaming to call the police. Then, just like before, the live cut off mid-sentence. 15 minutes later, D4vd finally posted. A black screen with one line of text. "We're not safe." People lost their minds. Was he confirming her story? Was he being cryptic? Was it a cry for help? A journalist from a small underground hip-hop blog claimed he spoke to someone in D4vd's camp off the record. According to this source, D4vd had been trying to negotiate some kind of deal with the network to get Maya out. But when Brielle went public, everything escalated. The source said D4vd's been moving from place to place, using burner phones, barely sleeping. Then came the next bombshell. A 27-minute audio file leaked onto SoundCloud. It's grainy, but you can clearly hear D4vd and Maya talking in a car. The date stamp says it was recorded 3 days before her accident. The conversation is tense. She's crying, saying, "They know I can't run." He says, "Then we'll disappear." She says, "They'll kill Brielle first." He says, "I'll protect you." Then she whispers, "You don't understand what you signed." Yo, people froze that line. What you signed? Was she talking about his record contract? Aenda? Or something darker? Theories piled up. The contract as a ritual, the label as a front, the symbol as a mark. Some fans claimed they found old footage of other artists referencing the same deal. And right as the story hit mainstream outlets, another twist dropped. A full unedited clip of Maya walking with Brielle into a government building in New Jersey, time-stamped 2 hours after her live. What were they doing there? This was no rundown safe house. It was an official building, unmarked but heavy security, and yet no mainstream reporter could confirm its purpose. The footage just showed them entering, then nothing. By now, the conspiracy had jumped beyond music blogs. Big news outlets were running headlines like "Pop star's dead girlfriend alive" and "Industry cover-up" or "Social media stunt." But the more coverage it got, the stranger things became. Videos were taken down. Links disappeared. Accounts reporting on it got suspended. A subreddit with 80k followers devoted to the story was suddenly gone for violating terms of service. Meanwhile, D4vd dropped another cryptic snippet. Just 18 seconds, his voice raspy over a simple beat. You thought it was a love song, but it was a map. Follow the red jacket, fans freaked. Some started combing through his old music videos, looking for hidden coordinates or background clues. One user claimed the cover art for Romantic Homicide matched a street layout in New Jersey. Another pointed out that the lyric, "I heard your voice from miles away," fits the location of the hotel where Brielle was seen. Everyone was looking for answers, but nobody had them. And then, silence. Maya stopped posting. D4vd's accounts went dark. No more leaks, no more burner tweets. Even Brielle's phone pinged for the last time at 3:11 a.m. before going dead. A week passed. Nothing. Then, 2 nights ago, an email hit the inbox of a major blogger. Subject line, "Final," no sender name. Attached was a 3-minute video. The clip opens with D4vd sitting on a couch. No hoodie, no shades, just his face. Exhausted. Behind him, a red jacket hanging on a chair. "This is the last time you'll see me," he says quietly. "I tried to fix it. I tried to get her out, but you can't fight them, not from inside." He takes a long breath. "Don't believe what you're about to see next. It's not real. It's what they want you to think." Next. "It's not real. It's what they want you to think." The video ends. Within hours of that clip leaking, a big entertainment network ran an exclusive breaking story claiming Maya and Brielle had been safely recovered and were receiving support. But no footage, no interviews, no proof. Just a statement. Fans aren't buying it. They're saying this is a smokescreen, that D4vd's warning was about exactly this. A fake ending to make the public stop asking questions. And now, as of this morning, D4vd's Spotify bio has been wiped clean. His Instagram empty. His YouTube channel's videos all set to private. The only thing left on his profile. A single link to a blank page with one sentence. Truth doesn't stay buried forever. The family divided. The fans shocked. The industry silent. The mystery deeper than ever. And yet, somewhere out there, Maya and Brielle are alive. Somewhere out there, D4vd is hiding. Somewhere out there, the real story hasn't been told. And this, right here, is where we leave it for now. The cliffhanger of a lifetime. And there you have it, y'all. What started as a simple sighting turned into one of the wildest, darkest, and most mysterious sagas we've ever seen in the music world. From a supposedly dead girlfriend reappearing in a red jacket, to cryptic messages, secret contracts, missing sisters, and now, a whole industry shook. This is bigger than just drama. This is something else entirely. We got D4vd in hiding, Maya alive but sounding like she's running from something even she can't explain, Brielle disappearing after dropping straight-up receipts, and a whole lot of unanswered questions that the label, the media, and even the police seem way too quiet about. Was it all a plan? A fake death to escape? A real threat that still hasn't been exposed? Is D4vd a victim or a player in the game? And most importantly, and what happens next? Listen, y'all. You already know we go and stay on top of this story round the clock. We dig deeper when the rest back off. But now it's your turn. Drop your theories in the comments. Do you think Maya faked her death or was she forced into it? Is D4vd protecting her or hiding something darker? And where TF is Brielle right now? Hit that like button if you're locked into the mystery. Smash that subscribe if you want part 2 the second it drops. And turn on notifications. Because when the truth finally comes out, you don't want to be the last to know. This ain't over. This is just the beginning. Stay dangerous. Stay watching. And as always, we'll see you all in the next episode of the Madness.Peace.